Alright guys, on this one, I'm going to show you how to do fuel filters on a Ford Powerstroke 6.7 liter. This one is the first gen, which would be 2011 to like 2016. And you know the difference because the filters are different. Here you got two ports. And yeah, you just go ahead and on this one you slide the clip down towards you and down. And then the other one you just compress and pull. There you go. And this is where it gets kind of hard. You got to rotate it about a quarter of the way. It has a tab in there that guides it. Once you hit to the stop, and then you got to start wiggling. And that's the only way I've managed to get them out. Just wiggle, wiggle. But yeah, see, that's where the tab slides and it rotates. And here I'll show you the tab itself that the filter comes with right there. So make sure you put it in the guide and go straight down. Sometimes when the housing is really dirty, it's really hard to get it to turn. So I recommend you clean that out. But this one was pretty clean, so it wasn't too terrible. I was just trying to get it in there. Sometimes you gotta do some persuading. And then there you go. And then sometimes you can't really get it, but you gotta keep on trying, man. Eventually it'll rotate all the way until it stops. It has to hit the stop. See how the line wasn't quite lining up right there? But there you go. See, I managed to with the extra leverage. Gotta be careful with that though. Don't pry really hard. So then I like to put the lines back in, clip them, and then afterwards I like to pull on them to see if they come off. Just make sure they're on there tight. Perfect. And that's how you do the top filter. Now the lower filter in this case, it was easy to access in this case and it wasn't terribly dirty. But yeah, I like to always clean the connector. It makes it a lot easier to unclip and you don't break that water and fuel separate. Water and fuel sensor. But really gentle with that because it's made out of plastic. Because quality. Then you need a 32 millimeter socket here. And then you should be able to rotate it off. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There you go. And then in this case, you want to clean both parts of the filter real good and remove this O-ring because you don't want dirt when you want to install the new one, and it likes to get on those uh threads. But yeah, that's why I use a white rag because you can clean and clean until the rag comes out white instead of dirty. There you go, nice and clean. Then off camera I cleaned the housing too. So here you put everything back together, or the cap. You install the O-ring. It's a little tricky sometimes, but once you have practice it goes right on, man. Then I always lube the threads and the O-ring as much as I can. That way it'll stop dirt from coming in and it'll seal. I mean, typically it should seal because of the O-ring, but it doesn't wear the plastic on the cap. Because again, quality. Oh yeah, right here I'll show you that there's a tab. And that tab is so it'll stop. It has a stopping point so you don't over tighten. See, once you hit the stop, it won't let you. And don't try to get it tighter. Just at the stop, you're good, ready to go. And then just clean your connector. Sometimes I blow them out if they're terribly dirty. That's a that was a first gen 6.7. Here's the second. This one's from like 2012 to now. The upper filter has three ports in this case. That's the difference on the upper one. And then right here, yeah, I'm just trying to show you how to you pull that one out towards the. In this case, it was towards the uh, cab. In this one, you slide it outwards, and then you pull, man, straight out, straight simple, pretty simple. So then right here, you do the same thing as you did on the other one. You turn it about a quarter of an inch. It'll hit a stop, and then you just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And see, it has a tab on it too. But this one has three ports. And this is the model after 2012 6.7. Yeah, you just, clip them back on and pull on them. Just a good habit, that way it doesn't just shoot out. I had a coworker one time did fuel filters, and then when to prime it, and the lines just shot off and made a mess. So always install them, clip them, and then pull on them, see if they come off. If they don't come off, you're good. There you go, see? Alright, and this is where you see a big difference after the lower fuel filter is completely different. It's a box and it likes to get dirty. And again, clean the connector, man. The best way of removing that thing is make sure it's clean, clean, clean. Because they put it in such a convenient spot where no dirt or water would get to it. But yeah, I like to use some window washer and air. Then you just compress it. Sometimes it always takes me two hands so I don't break it. And I like to clean out the connectors. And then here to remove it, it has, I believe, 8mm screws. And I typically, to take them off, I use my impact driver. But to go back on, I always use the wrench, because there's no way, man. It's made out of plastic quality. And then you just go straight down. Be ready to take a shower in diesel. So yeah, you clean that bottom piece and then you put the new seal on it. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then the new filter, it hooks onto that housing. So once you get it hooked up, you should be able to pick it up by the filter. Here, it's kind of hard to do with the camera, so I gotta switch hands. But yeah, once it's clipped on, you should be able to do that. And then clean, clean, clean. Always keep it clean, guys. Makes things go on a lot easier. And then yeah, I shoot a little bit of air in the screw mounts, or where the screws go. Make sure everything is clean. And then you go straight in. And here I got my 1/4 inch ratchet and a 8mm socket with an extension. Sometimes you got depending on the location of this lower filter, sometimes it's very inconveniently located in the front of the fuel tank, and you'll need a swivel socket, an 8mm swivel. But yeah, you get it tight and then just give it a little snug. You don't want to over torque them. And then there you go, me blowing out the connector. If you don't blow them out, sometimes it'll read water in the fuel. So yeah, if you use a cleaner in there, make sure you blow them out. And you plug it right in, and that's it. And then after you do that to either model, you gotta prime it. You gotta turn the key for 30 seconds. And then after the 30 seconds, you turn it off and go back on. I do that about 6, 7 times. And on the 7th time, it turns right on. Hope this helps, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.